Hello, and welcome to Make a Difference, the show about how volunteers are making a difference every day here in Montgomery County. I'm your host, Lorraine Driscoll. We'll be talking today with representatives from Interfaith Works. Interfaith Works is a coalition of more than 165 affiliated congregations of diverse faiths working together to meet the needs of people who are living in poverty or who lack homes right here in Montgomery County. Interfaith Works operates a range of anti-poverty and empowerment programs, and volunteers are critical to the success of these efforts. If you stay tuned, we'll learn about ways you can volunteer with Interfaith Works, either as an individual or with a group. In the meantime, take a look at some other volunteer opportunities that might interest you. Don't go away, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Make a Difference. I'm your host, Lorraine Driscoll. Joining us are Samantha Crosby, a caseworker with Interfaith Works, and Yahav Lachovizer, a longtime volunteer with the organization, who's now an employee. We're here to learn about ways you can get involved in some of the engaging volunteer opportunities they offer. Samantha, Yahav, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
So, why don't we start? Why don't you tell me about Interfaith Works? What's the mission? How'd you get started?
Sure. So Interfaith Works was founded in 1972. We are a large nonprofit that works throughout Montgomery County, covering the spectrum of poverty. So we do everything from vocational services to emergency shelters to daytime overnight shelters. Our largest program is the Interfaith Clothing Center, which is how we have Yahav here. And our mission is to pursue social justice with an emphasis on identifying and meeting the needs of the poor by leading and engaging Montgomery County's faith communities in service, education, and advocacy. So our affiliated congregations, which are, you said, is 165, they're the heartbeat of the agency.
That's right.
Yeah, so those are the people that we often turn to for volunteering. There's some financial contributions. But when we need help, a lot of times what they're trying to do for their community is the same thing that we want to do in our community, which is help Montgomery County's most vulnerable.
So tell me, so you're located, you have offices, what parts of the county?
So we are scattered throughout Montgomery County. So we are in Rockville, we are in Gaithersburg, Silver Spring. And the goal there is to reach as many people as possible.
Okay. And then from the volunteer perspective, those are different various places where people can get involved.
Yes, so just because you may live on one end of the county doesn't mean you're excluded from volunteering with us. We have opportunities for you too.
Okay, all right, so you've got distributed opportunities too.
Yes.
And so you mentioned the clothing center. Just briefly tell me, what are some of the programs that rely on volunteers?
So the Interfaith Clothing Center relies enormously on volunteers.
It sounds huge.
It is a very large distribution center that gives away free clothing and household goods, and customers can come monthly. And we also have additional programs such as backpacks and layettes. We're doing English conversation classes. So it's a big place.
Wow. And what are some other volunteer programs?
So we also have the Friends in Action Family Mentoring Program, and we have vocational services. Going back to the Interfaith Clothing Center, though, we have tons and tons of donations coming in through one door.
Okay.
And those are dropped off by people who are cleaning up their houses. You know, you might have a blouse you don't want anymore. Bring it to us, we'll take it. All of those donations, they need to be sorted. So somebody needs to go through that bag, make sure it's up to our quality of standard. It needs to go into a bin. From the bin, it needs to be hung. Then it needs to go out onto the floor. So we need volunteers to do these things.
And you have, so this is how you became involved in the organization.
Yeah, so my first year, a couple years back, when I was a little younger, I started volunteering there, just that same exact donation process that Samantha described. I brought in donations from that one door, I sorted the clothes, I started hanging the clothes, and after a while they actually asked me to participate in the backpack distribution program. And so I also volunteered in that for about 3 years, and I did about 750 student service learning hours, and I've spent all my summers there in the past couple of years.
And the backpack program is for students?
Yeah, it's for kindergarten through 12th grade of all the families that are our clients. And it comes with an appropriate backpack to their grade level with appropriate school supplies inside. So for kindergartens, through 3rd grade, they get folders instead of a binder. They also get crayons and markers. As a high schooler student from 9th to 12th grade, they get the 2-inch binder with the filler paper and pencils and pens.
Okay,
So,
terrific.
yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah, and I think it would be important to note that everything in our backpacks we give out is brand new.
Yes.
Oh,
It
wonderful.
is all brand new. Yeah.
So the kids come to school like any other kid.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one thing that the kids look forward to every year is they don't get much. They don't get new things or new gifts that much.
Right.
And the backpacks is one thing that they look forward to every year because it's something new. They're all excited about it. Like last year, we gave this little girl a Dora backpack, and she's our cover on the backpack distribution page. It's just.
I have a feeling she liked it.
Yeah, they always have.
I'm guessing she had a smile on her face.
They always have smiles. They always open it in the store and drop it everywhere just because they're so excited.
Oh, wonderful.
It's just a brand new gift for them every year.
Right.
It's something they look forward to. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Terrific. So tell me, so this clothing center, the volunteers are processing the clothing as it comes in?
So yes, so like I said, we rely really heavily on volunteers. At that specific site, we're serving 13,500 customers. So that's a lot of people.
Wow.
So we rely on the volunteers to help us with not only sorting and hanging up the clothing, but for our day-to-day work.
Right.
You know, sometimes we need vacuuming, we need cleaning, we maybe need somebody to water the plants that we put outside, or maybe replant the plants because they didn't survive a particularly hot weekend.
Right.
So we need people to come in and do things like that for us.
Yeah.
The whole gambit of
Right.
things. It's never going to be the same thing.
Right.
We always have opportunities, and it's good because if you come and you realize hanging up clothes isn't exactly my forte. Maybe
or maybe after an hour you could take a break.
Right. And, and that's the thing. After an hour, we want you to switch things up. We want you to go greet donors if you love interacting with people. We try to have a system set up where donors don't have to lug their items in from the parking lot. So we want volunteers to be there to go outside, greet them, and say, "Can I please take your donation inside?"
All right. And so you did all of these?
I did all of it. I did from collecting hangers in the store to sorting to taking in the donations to counting items to cleaning.
So you were telling me, like, there's just enormous amounts of clothing coming through this.
Yeah, actually.
And coming in and then going out.
Yeah, doing those donation logs, counting everything. It's like hundreds and hundreds of bags a week and boxes, and it's a lot of stuff to go through. Without the volunteers, we wouldn't be able to do it, so.
But then, and I did see I did like peek through the door. I was there at your reopening a couple weeks ago. It was beautifully laid out for the clients coming in to see.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The volunteers really have it looking like a regular store.
Yeah, we really try and serve people with dignity and respect. And we don't want people that come shopping with us to feel like they're shopping in this kind of basement where there's no light.
Right.
Now it's beautiful, and that's what they deserve.
Yeah,
Just because
space
you're experiencing poverty doesn't mean
you
you should have to go through a negative experience to get clothing and household goods.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Terrific. So tell me as well, now you also have this family program. How does that work?
We have the Friends in Action program,
Okay.
which is a case management and family mentoring program. So what we do as a case manager, we have families throughout Montgomery County that we're working with to help lift themselves out of poverty. And the volunteer piece are our mentoring teams. So the teams are usually 5 to 10 individuals that come to the program. They usually already know each other. They can be from a congregation, they can be a rock climbing club, they can be, you just graduated from college and you and your sorority sisters want to do this.
Terrific. Oh, and sorry, let me interrupt you. So say I'm one of those individuals or have a group, or I just want to volunteer at the clothing center. How do I find you?
You can go to our website, which is www.iworksmc.org.
Okay, all right. Yeah. And so say if you want to do this family mentoring and you've got your rock climbing group or your congregation or your book club or whatever your group is, and they reach you?
Yeah, so you reach us, and what we'll do is we'll set up a time to come talk to you, kind of give you the lay of the land, make sure you know what you're getting yourself into, make the expectations clear. It is a year commitment, although often the relationship does last much longer. Then you would go through an intensive training with us to make sure that you know what to do when certain situations do arise. And then we link you with a family that's in your community. And it's so important because going through poverty can be an isolating experience. And if you've had maybe a lack of stability in your life, maybe you've moved around a few times, especially for kids, they need people in their corner. So the mentoring teams are almost extended family to these kids. We have kids who call their mentors their grandparents and who have these lifelong friendships. And I think one story that really exemplifies how it's the little things that really make an impression on children is we had a mentor, and she and her husband took these kids for a hike. And the weather was awful. It was raining. It was just not good hiking weather. And the kids weren't having the best time. They weren't having the best time, and they said, okay, maybe this is just kind of a wash. You know, they walk back, they're looking at, well, there's this type of tree, here are the frogs, here are the tadpoles, things like that, not thinking anything of it. And then several years later, this mentor ran into one of those kids. And at first, she didn't really recognize her. And she said, but do you remember the tadpoles? You showed us the tadpoles, and you showed us, you know, all of these things in nature. And we remember that. So it's not these fancy birthday parties that makes the impact on kids. It's the little things that someone took the time to show them this is how a tadpole turns into a frog.
Right. And that was this magical story that,
and it made an
really
impact.
That they remembered.
Yes.
Years later. Wow. So what are some of the other things that they might do? What are some of the other typical?
So a lot of things that are like typical outings maybe. So let's say you're going to Home Depot and you're one of our mentors. I would love for you to take one of these kids with you, because Home Depot to an adult, it's not the most exciting place all of the time.
Right.
And you know, you might go and get your light bulb and go out, but to a child, there are endless opportunities. What's this? What's this?
Yeah, the boards, the drawers with screws.
Exactly.
And learning and context about life.
It's, you know, like feeding into a child's natural curiosity, which is so important to nurture, because that's where the love of learning comes from. So taking them, this is how we go to the grocery store, and okay, I'm going to give you $10 and we're going to Five Below. How are you going to make your $10 stretch? You know, you can get this item, or you can get several little items. And things like that, or maybe taking them down to one of the museums in DC to have a cultural experience that, because mom works weekends and kids in school, they can get to.
Right. And you were telling me sometimes the group splits up and takes the mom out for a diner.
Yes. So
meal and the kid.
Right. So, you know, sometimes, and mom needs, you know, mom and dad, every parent needs support, because parenting is so difficult.
And with poverty.
Right, you're adding a whole nother layer of wants and needs to your children. So having these teams come in gives mom and dad a best friend, someone to bounce ideas off. If your child may be experiencing problems in school and you don't know how to read an IEP, or you've never been to an IEP meeting, our mentors will go with you.
Awesome. Okay, and unfortunately we're out of time, but tell me one more time, if people want to volunteer with Interfaith Works with the variety of things you have, how do they find you?
They can go to our website, which is www.iworksmc.org.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming and telling us about all these individual and group ways to volunteer, and I hope you get some new volunteers.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
And Samantha, thank you for joining us. Thank you. We've been talking today with Samantha Crosby and Yahav Lachovizer of Interfaith Works. For more information about volunteering in Montgomery County, please contact the Volunteer Center at 240-777-2600 or visit their website at www.montgomeryserves.org. Remember, as a volunteer, you can make a difference.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
In Montgomery County, we have a goal to reduce waste and recycle 70% of all waste by 2020. By recycling and reducing waste, we save natural resources and make our community even better. So recycle at home, work, school, everywhere, and keep recycling going. For more information, call the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311